Hello, everyone. This is Stephanie here asking you to hear me out. Today, we're talking with Sarah Melbye from the CMHA Simcoe-County branch. Would I call it a branch, Sarah, or am I wrong on that?
Nope, you can say branch.
Okay. So before I get into this, I just want to give you all kind of a trigger warning. You might hear some things today that might set you off in a bit, but we want to make sure that you're reaching out to your supports. And, my friends at Aegis Health Group believe in order to eliminate stigma, we have to talk about it. So we're all about creating these positive and safe spaces for those going through the recovery journey, and that's what we're trying to do. So why don't we get started? Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Zoom.
Hi, thank you.
So why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about your story and how you got here?
Sure. So my story started a few years ago. Where should I start, I guess?
Beginning always.
Okay, so what happened with me is I was going through a divorce. I had two children. A few months after I'm just diving right on in here, people. A few months after my divorce, and we had a relationship, which resulted in me getting pregnant. About 5 months into that pregnancy, I learned that this individual had a substance use disorder. We attempted to make it work, but one day he just went to work and he never came home, and I did not hear from him for a few years. That was heartbreaking. And what got me into this role is I ended up going to counseling. I wanted to learn how to raise my son without his biological father being around, and what I should say to my son. And the counselor said to me, well, one day when your son starts asking him questions, you will send him to an addiction counselor. And I said, oh, what's an addiction counselor? And that was kind of the start of the rest of my life. I went home, researched it, and I think probably within a week I had signed up for college, and went through college, single mom, 3 kids, graduated, got a job as an addiction counselor, and here I am.
That's amazing. I'm kind of in the same path myself, having lived experience and now going to school to be an addiction counselor. Had to have a little bit of a change up because St. Clair, but nothing major we can't handle. So what did you think of going through that? Like when you were going through, did you think that this was going to be your way to help people, or you're going to save people? Like what was your mentality coming out of that?
So I think that what my mentality was, I had as traumatic as it was for him to leave and for me to be on my own, I knew I was strong, and I knew that I never wanted to let this happen to my family again. So I knew what I needed to do to protect my family and to come out okay on the other end. And I thought that I could be that voice for people who were going through something similar to me. I thought that I might be able to make a difference one day.
Well, you're definitely making a difference. We need people to talk to that kind of have that understanding. And I found a lot of the counselors I was talking to in my own experience didn't really know anything about what I was going through. So it was really hard to have those conversations with them. The counselor that made the difference was the one who had kind of gone through something similar herself, and she was able to kind of connect with me on that. So it's huge to have you in this world and in this industry doing this, because you will make those connections with those people a lot faster than somebody who doesn't have that experience.
Thank you.
Now, what are some of the frustrations you see in regards to the work that you do?
So some of the frustrations are definitely the stigma that is attached to having a substance use disorder. A lot of my clients, when they are unwell, they try and seek help or support through the hospital, but because they've been there so many times, they're just, kind of discharged without getting the support that they require. And also the gaps in the system. So if someone is ready to get support or to start their recovery process, they're met with like a 4 to 6 month wait list for treatment.
It sounds the same as what it's like here. There's those gaps in treatment and same frustrations I have with what I'm seeing here. And just because you're in it, really, I wanted to ask, because this isn't just a city problem. This is an actual countrywide problem that they're seeing all over the place. And I wanted to kind of bring that to light. I say a lot, apparently.
Me too.
Do you feel like stigmatized working with the population that you do?
Do I feel stigmatized?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've experienced that yet. I do get a lot of, oh, I couldn't do what you do, or why do you do what you do, or how do you do what you do? And I just always respond, well, I could never be a nurse. Like I could never deal with the blood and the stuff that comes with that. But this I understand. This I know. People need help, people need support, and people need understanding, empathy, and compassion. And this industry is something I understand.
Empathy and compassion, my two favorite words when talking about this, because I say the same thing in a lot of my videos too, is that we just need a little bit of empathy, a little bit of compassion.
Mm-hmm. And that's just it. No one is ever a child saying, oh, when I grow up, I want to be addicted to drugs or alcohol.
Right.
It's something that happens, and in the end, we're still human.
Now, are there specific things that you do in your work to eliminate that stigma where you're at?
Like with my clients or with the community?
Just in general, with the community, with family members.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be active in my community. I'm trying to raise awareness and reduce stigma. So with the Overdose Awareness Day coming up, myself and some community partners are hosting an event, and I've spread the word on Facebook, and just going up and down the streets, hanging up posters, just letting people know that this isn't something that we need to shy away from. It's something that we should be talking about.
Well, if you want to take a minute and tell all of your viewers about the event that's coming up, a little bit of cheap publicity for you.
Well, our event is actually tomorrow, just because the community partner that I'm working with, she works in different communities. So we are hosting our Aurelia event tomorrow, the 25th. So I'm sure this won't be out in time for that. But yeah, we are setting up a couple tables, and we have cards there, and we're asking people to come and write a letter of hope or a letter of memorials if they've been affected by addiction or overdose. And then we're going to hang all the letters up on a line so that people can kind of see that. And once the event is over, we're going to give all the letters to the shelter, and they can post them down their hall. We've also invited the Simcoe-Muskoka District Health Unit there, who's going to offer naloxones and free education and training.
Very cool. It sounds like it's going to be an amazing event.
Thank you. We hope so.
I hope you guys get a ton of turnout. I hope it goes very well for you, because we're doing our own event here in the next couple of weeks as well for overdose awareness. Mm-hmm. Seems like, we can get people out for all sorts of different events, but the ones that have to deal with addiction, it's a little bit harder to get those numbers out. I'm wondering if that's because of stigma.
Well, yes, a lot of people don't want to be seen at an event that, has the word addiction in it.
Absolutely. And it's sad because those are the events that need as much support as any of the other ones that are going on right now.
Absolutely.
Now, is there something that you have a platform right now? I want you to say whatever you want to the community about what addiction is, or what people should think when they see somebody in addiction, or just giving people a different perspective on addiction.
Oh, no pressure.
Big order, but just in general, what would you say to the community about addiction?
I think maybe try and see it from a different point of view. Addiction has a ripple effect, and so many people can be impacted by it. My life has been forever changed because of substance use. My children's lives are forever changed because of substance use. And even though our lives have been changed, we are not spiteful. Well, okay, I'll speak for myself. I'm not spiteful. I'm not angry. I'm just trying to be understanding. And I can only live my life the best way that I know how to live. And I just hope that everyone else tries that as well. Instead of being mean, stigmatizing, unkind, blameful, just try and see the actual person and not the addiction.
Perfect. I honestly, that is the best words you could say to the community. I usually tell people, don't ask what's wrong with them, ask what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gabor Mate. Really good read if you get a chance.
Yes, I do have that. And another one that I always say is, oh my goodness, I'm going to probably butcher his name. Johan Hari, the opposite of addiction is connection.
Yes. Oh my God. From the Rat Park video.
Yeah, in the TED talk that he did.
Oh man, awesome. The Rat Park video was one of the first things I saw coming into the addiction and recovery world myself. So it explained addiction in a time that I didn't really know what I was going through. It was a great video. So that's on YouTube. I'm just going to put a small plug out for that one. If you haven't checked that video out, you really should. It's a good one. Mm-hmm. Sarah, I really appreciate you doing this with me today. I know it's a little early on a Monday morning, but I do appreciate you coming out and talking with me. If you or anyone that you know needs help, please contact Aegis Health Group. You know, they're amazing and they will take care of you. They're a great place, very compassionate, very empathetic, two of the things that we love in the recovery world. And also make sure to drop a like or a comment or follow us on Aegis Health Group on Facebook or Instagram by subscribing to Hear Me Out on YouTube. So again, thanks Sarah for coming out. Thanks everybody for watching and have a great week.